Now, as you requested of some calculation on bearings, here it is. Now we have this diagram, all right, and we are asked to find the distance between x and z. Find the distance between x and z. Now look, this is x and z, so we are going to find this distance here. Remember, x and y, we know the distance, which is 6 kilometers, and the distance from y to z is 8 kilometers, and this angle is given. I are asked to find the distance between x and z. So in this case, let me show you something. There is what we call alternate angles are equal. All right, so if you have something like this, now do you know that this angle is opposite to this angle? This angle is also opposite to this angle. So if this angle is 2 degrees, this angle will be 2 degrees, because they are what? Opposite. I mean, this angle are alternate. Alternate angles are equal. All right. So if this angle is 40, this angle is 40, because they are alternate to each other. That means they are what? Equal. All right. So that is what I'm going to show you. So let's move to here. In case you see this 70 here, all right, and you see this 140, don't be confused with this 70 degrees. All right, we are not dealing with outside angle, we are dealing with inside angle. So the reason why this 70 is written here is that this angle is alternate to this angle. This angle is alternate to this angle. So this side is 70 degrees. So if this side is 70 and this side is 70, all right, that means 70 plus 70 will give you 140. Are you getting me? So if you are given 140 like this, you can differentiate your different angles, and this is supposed to be 70 and this is 70. Are you getting me? So if this is 70, this is 70, this other side is 70, that means this other side is what? Is 70. So in some cases, they may give you this alternate angle. This 70 and this 70, without giving you 140. Are you getting me? They may give you this angle 70 and give you 70 here. What you need to locate is to know that alternate angles are equal. That means you are going to locate this side to be 70, because this angle is alternate to this side. So if this is 70, this is 70, and this is 70, and this is 70. So 70 plus 70 will give you 140. Are you getting me? So in some cases, they may choose to confuse you and give you 70 here, and that angle will not be inside. Look at this angle is not inside. They may give you outside the diagram. So it is outside from the diagram, from the triangle. So this side is outside. So they may give you these two angles. Now you can easily locate your what? Your one angle, which is inside the triangle. So 70 plus 70 will give you 140, because alternate angles are what? Are equal. And let me tell you something. When you are given two sides with one angle, you are going to use a rule called cosine rule. I repeat myself. If you are given two sides and one angle, you are going to use what we call cosine rule. But when you are given, for example, if you are given a triangle like this, let me say, if you are given a triangle like this, a right angle triangle, let me call this 4 cm, 2 cm, I ask to find this other side. Call this A, B, C. Now, to find the value of x, do you know what you are going to do? You are going to use Pythagoras theorem to find this other side, because the angle is not given. So if the angle is given, you are going to use cosine rule. So in terms of bearings, they choose to confuse you, and they will give you outside angle for you to find the inside angle. So in triangle, they may give you they may go straight to give you an angle of, let me say, 140, and go straight to use your cosine rule. But in bearings, because they want to confuse you, they want to bring other thing to the problem, and you are going to give this alternate angle. Now, when you know that alternate angle are equal, is from there that you locate your one-time what angle. Are you getting me? So in this video, in this problem, I'm going to use what we call cosine rule, because two sides is given and one angle is given. Remember, sometimes they may give you this angle and give you this angle for you to find your one-time what angle. So the cosine rule, I may choose to call this, I can call this side 6 kilometer. I can call this side to be my A. I can call this 8 kilometer to be my B. Are you getting me? I can also call this XZ to be my C. So the cosine rule says that C square, are you getting me, is equal to A square plus B square minus 2AB cos C. That is the formula for calculating cosine rule. When two sides is given and one angle is given, you are authorized to use cosine formula. But when the angle is not given and you are given only two sides and you are asked to find the other side, you are going to use Pythagoras rule or Pythagoras theorem. But when two sides is given and one angle is given, you are going to use cosine rule. I'm coming for sine rule. Alright, but let us concentrate in cosine rule. So this is the formula that you are going to use to find this other side, which is C. Please don't be confused. This is C. It's not among this formula. This is separate. It's a distance between X and Y. This C. So this is the formula that we are going to use. Alright, and the C is not given. C is unknown. Y, A is given and B is given. Now this angle, this cos C you are seeing, is the opposite angle of C. Are you getting me? The opposite angle of C is 140 degrees. So this C is going to be replaced with 140 degrees because it is the opposite angle of C. But the length between X and Z, which is C, is C squared, which we are looking for, is not given. Are you getting me? So what we are going to do is to write C squared. C squared is equal to A is given as 6. So you square it. 6 squared plus B is given as 8. You square it. 8 squared minus 2. And A is 6. You multiply it by 6. You multiply it by B. And B is 8. Multiply it by 8. Alright, cos the opposite angle of C, which is what? 140 degrees. So you write here cos 140 degrees. You multiply. Alright, so C squared gonna equal to 6 squared is 36 plus 8 squared is 8 times 8, which will give you 64 minus 2 times 6 times 8. And that should be 96. Alright, 96 times, if you press cos 140 in your calculator, you're going to have minus 0.7660. Are you getting me? If you press cos 140 in your calculator, you're going to have minus 0.7660. So when you have this, let us carry out some arithmetics. Let's carry out some arithmetics. Remember, Bodmans, you deal with the bracket phase before you shift to any other operation. So if you say minus 96 times minus 0.7660, remember that we are dealing with the bracket phase. So minus 996 times minus 0.7660, we are going to have, so if you have C squared, which is the distance we are looking for, is equal to 36 plus 64 is 100. So you say 100. So minus 96 times minus this. Remember, minus times minus is plus. So this will change to plus 96 times this. We are going to have 73.536. Are you getting me? This is what you are going to have. And if you add this together, C squared will be equal to 100 plus this. You are going to have 173.536. 536. Are you getting me? So when you have something like this, to clear this square, you need to square both sides. You need to take the square root of both sides. All right. So if you take the square root of both sides, all right, if you take the square root of both sides equal to the square root of 173.536. Okay, this square root will cancel out this square. It is authorized. So C itself, which is the distance we are looking for, is equal to the square root of 173.536 will give you 13.17 kilometer, and that is what we are looking for, and that is the final answer. So this is the final answer, which is the distance here. All right, so if you approximate this to two significance figures, and this should be 13.00, all right, which is the required distance between x and y. So we have find the distance between x and y in this diagram. So that is how to calculate using cosine rule. And I told you earlier that cosine rule is only applicable when two sides is given and one angle is given. If this angle is not given, you are asked to find this other side, you would have used Pythagoras theorem. But when two sides is given and one angle is given, you can easily use cosine rule and plug in those parameters into the formula. Then you substitute, then you use Bodmer's or Pemdas principle to find your distance. That is the final answer. Thank you. See you next time in my class.